me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America, found in a community where a handshake is a sure contract, brewed for those who found opportunity in challenge and hope in tomorrow.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Raised by generations, willing to sip, share, risk, remember. This is a story bigger than beer. This is the story of the American spirit.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Chase, and this is Cut to the Chase with me, Chase. And I am talking today about Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney. There are 3 reasons I have not talked about this yet. A, I don't drink. B, I have no interest in Dylan Mulvaney. And C, YouTube decided to off me for a week because of a video I posted which never aired. So I'm not going to go into detail what it was. I do want to talk about this because of the cultural impact that this is having right now. And because you got Kid Rock coming out, shooting up cans of Bud Light. You got Travis Tritt canceling any kind of Anheuser Busch products on his tour. I was at a local bar here. Mind you, I don't drink, but I was at a local bar here. And I asked the guy, I said, hey, how are the Bud Light sales? And he says, yeah, they've gone down a lot. When this first came out, the first video I ever watched on it was Lauren Southern. She black-pilled me. Straight from the get-go, she black-pilled me. And it hasn't left me since. And everything I see since that, I see through that black-pilled lens. And what it was and what it is that it doesn't matter. We can boycott all we want, but it has to be so meticulous that organizing a boycott of that magnitude would be pretty much impossible. What she points out is that Anheuser Busch is not just Bud Light. It's not just Budweiser. It is hundreds of brands of beer that you would have to boycott. Even a local brewery here, Four Peaks, which I thought, hey, support local brewery, right? Anheuser Busch owns them. Okay? You have to go very deep to do a boycott of this magnitude. And so basically her thesis was, let's enjoy the, little push that we give them right here. But don't get comfortable with it because it's probably not going to do anything with it. And like I said, that stuck with me. So thank you, Lauren. I would be surprised if you don't know what's going on. But Dylan Mulvaney, a trans activist, he, I guess, partnered with Bud Light. He did a little bit of a promotion for him. They also sent him a personalized can to celebrate his 365 days of girlhood. And so he made a couple videos. Jose, should we show them? I'm sure the people have seen enough. You still think they should see it? All right. I'm going to force you guys to watch it again. So here you go.
Hi. Impressive carrying skills, right? I got some Bud Lights for us. So, I kept hearing about this thing called March Madness, and I thought we were all just having a hectic month.
All right. That's enough. That is traumatizing. I cannot stand that. It creates a visceral reaction of anger inside of me. So anyway, the boycott has had effects. So about near April 12th, 13th, the AB stock did dip, losing about $6 billion or so. And like when I was looking at it, you know, when you look back a month, they're still higher than they were a month ago. Like and so, like I said, man, I was already black pilled. And so it was hard for me to see the silver lining in all this. And Budweiser also went completely dark on their social media. The Budweiser official Twitter and then the Bud Light Twitter. Bud Light released a one tweet, I think it was like last Friday, where it said TGIF, and it was just a can of Bud Light. And they got just roasted. Roasted in the comment section there. And then Budweiser released this ridiculous ad.
Let me tell you a story about a beer rooted in the heart of America.
I got some Bud Lights for us.
Get real, bro. And then the CEO of Budweiser released a statement, a non-statement, a non-apology. We never intended to be part of a discussion that divides people. And he had this whole long statement. Everything else did not address anything of the issue. And so people were pissed off. And it actually kind of made both sides mad, the right and the left. So nobody was actually happy with that statement. But going through it and kind of reading up on it, there was an article from Vox. I don't like Vox, but I was reading this article here, and there was a guy that they were interviewing who had some interesting insights, probably confirmation bias for me, in which he kind of brings up the fact that what I was talking about earlier. His name's Dave Infante, and he's talking about how a boycott would need to actually have an effect. And he says, they're just far more diversified and globalized than this market. He's talking about Budweiser and this one brand, Bud Light, and bringing a substantial, sustained boycott against them to pressure them into walking back their support for trans people, or however you interpret this campaign. It would require just an enormous amount of coordination and discipline that, frankly, the right wing in this country just doesn't really display for stuff like this. It hurts. It hurts to hear the truth. It's true. The right is terrible at organizing any kind of boycott or effort like this. They are. There are too many chiefs on the right, not enough followers. Where on the left, you have a few chiefs and you have millions of followers that people love to follow their leaders over there. And that kind of confirms like kind of what I was thinking. Like, yes, it's good for the moment, but long term, I don't know. Do you all remember the Keurig controversy in 2017? How about the Frito-Lay? The Frito-Lay one in 2021. Do you remember that? No? But those were big controversies. You might remember the M&M that just happened like that. That was a little more recent. Right? And I think that's more due to Tucker Carlson's reaction.
The green M&M, you will notice, is no longer wearing sexy boots. Now she's wearing sensible sneakers.
I feel guilty blackpilling because I really want to like fan the flames or whatever. But it makes sense what he's saying. And he actually goes on to say a little bit more, which I thought was insightful. He says, in right-wing media, those comments are being spun to suggest Bud Light wants to get rid of its more typical white male demographic. But that's not really what's going on. Bud Light has been losing ground to other beers, such as craft beers and Modelo and Michelob Ultra, as well as to spirits for quite some time now. It's looking for new customers wherever it can find them. The reality is much more simple. It's that the white male customer who used to drink a lot of Bud Light doesn't anymore. And Bud Light has no choice but to find people who do. There's just no growth for Bud Light in its traditional core audience the way it used to have and used to be able to rely on, which is very insightful. You go back to the 1970s, you didn't have Modelo, you didn't have Dos Equis, you didn't have maybe you had Heineken. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a beer drinker, so I'm kind of naming off brands and stuff. So what happened was people drink Bud Light. And then when you start to introduce more things, that audience begins to disperse from Bud Light to go elsewhere. So Bud Light then has to scam scan and find people who aren't drinking it to get them over there. So why would Bud Light reach out to the trans audience? Well, they're probably not drinking Bud Light. And if they can get them, and that could be the trans people beer, all the better for their sales, I guess. Now, that does alienate some people. I'll give myself as an example. Coca-Cola had that whole white people controversy in their onboarding studies, not onboarding trainings. Guess who's still drinking Coca-Cola? I am.
Always Coca-Cola.
I wasn't going to, guys. I'm sorry. Pepsi just doesn't have the same taste. I like Pepsi. Cherry Pepsi is far better than Cherry Coke. I will go to the grave on that one. And then you have Donald Trump Jr. who's coming out saying, hey, the boycott should be over. We really won't know the impact of what's going on right now until the sales report. Like, the stock can still fluctuate. It can go down. We can claim that's because of the boycott or whatnot. But what's really going to tell the story and really give us the evidence of the effectiveness of this boycott is when the sales report comes. I really do hope that this has the impact that we want it to have. I really do, because I want to send a message to wokeness. Normal people are tired of this crap. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I will be waiting with bated breath to see the sales report, though. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. What are your opinions on this whole spiel going on? Are you excited about it? Are you in the ground on the boycott? Or are you stepping off to the side, you're just going to drink your Bud Light and go about your day? And if you haven't yet already, please like the video and subscribe. Are you subscribed? Most of my viewers that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if that's you, please hit that subscribe button and join the family over here. So anyways, guys, as always, peace out.